In the middle of Wrocław, Poland, sits Centennial Hall, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This impressive building, made of reinforced concrete, has seen 100 years of history. Its story is tied to the city's story, a tale of new ideas and strength. Centennial Hall's dome, an amazing piece of engineering, stands tall over Wrocław. You can see it from far away, and it calls to both visitors and locals. It's more than just a building. It's a symbol of Wrocław's spirit and culture. Finished in 1913, Centennial Hall was a huge step forward. It pushed the limits of what could be done with reinforced concrete. This innovative spirit is part of the building itself. Centennial Hall reminds us of the past. It's also a lively center for cultural events. This architectural wonder continues to inspire. Even when times change, some buildings stay strong. The year 1913 was a big year for Wrocław. The city was getting ready to celebrate 100 years since the Battle of Leipzig. Centennial Hall was built to be the main part of this big celebration. It was meant to be a monument to German success and unity. The city's leaders wanted a place for cultural and social events. They wanted a building for exhibitions, concerts, and sports. Max Berg was chosen to design this ambitious project. Berg designed a building that was both beautiful and used new technology. His design used reinforced concrete to make a huge, open space inside. Building Centennial Hall showed how clever people can be. Using reinforced concrete allowed them to build the huge dome. This dome became a symbol of the building's innovative design. At the start of the 1900s, Wrocław was a city of progress. Factories were busy, and new buildings went up everywhere. The 100th anniversary of the Battle of Leipzig was coming up. Winning at Leipzig had made everyone feel very proud. Now, 100 years later, Wrocław wanted to honor this. The idea for Centennial Hall came from civic pride and big architectural dreams. The city's leaders wanted a building that showed the spirit of progress. They wanted a building that symbolized national unity. The challenge was huge. They needed a design for big crowds. They chose the exhibition grounds, a large park area. This location offered the space they needed for such a big project. The city's leaders wanted a building that made a statement. They wanted a structure that showed Wrocław's importance in Germany. The building needed to host many different events. The site was perfect for this ambitious project. Choosing an architect was a big decision. The city wanted someone who could design a grand building using new engineering. They chose Max Berg, who was known for his use of reinforced concrete. Berg, from Wrocław, understood the city and its dreams. He believed that a building's design should fit its purpose and liked new technologies. His earlier work showed he was great at using reinforced concrete. Reinforced concrete was a new material in the early 1900s. Using it in buildings was a new and experimental idea. Berg saw how useful this new material could be. He saw that reinforced concrete could change architecture. Berg's design for Centennial Hall was revolutionary. He planned a huge circular building with a massive dome. This dome would show how strong reinforced concrete could be. Building Centennial Hall was a huge job. Skilled workers came from all over the German Empire. The site was busy with workers all the time. Using reinforced concrete created new challenges. They needed new building techniques because of the material. Wooden scaffolding wasn't strong enough to hold the massive dome. Berg and his team designed temporary steel supports. Pouring the concrete for the dome was very precise work. Workers lifted buckets of concrete to the top of the scaffolding. The concrete was carefully poured and smoothed, layer by layer. The air smelled strongly of wet concrete. Not everyone liked the idea of Centennial Hall. Some people questioned if Berg's design would be strong enough. Others thought it was too expensive. Despite the doubts, Berg and his team kept working. Centennial Hall shows what reinforced concrete can do. This pioneering spirit is seen in the building's huge dome. 67 meters across, the dome was the biggest of its kind. The dome's huge size was a difficult engineering challenge. Verge designed reinforced concrete ribs to support the dome. This design created a large open space inside. The dome is a mix of light and shadow. Windows around the bottom of the dome let in natural light. At the very top of the dome, a hole lets sunlight shine into the building. They used reinforced concrete for more than just the dome. The building's outside walls curve gracefully, like the dome. This makes the building look harmonious and whole. Stepping into Centennial Hall is like entering a magical place. The huge, circular inside makes you feel awe and wonder. The high dome makes the space feel endless. Filled with natural light, the inside feels airy and light. The main part of the inside is the space under the dome. This area was designed to hold many different events. Verge wanted the space to be flexible. A raised stage is at one end of the central space. This stage has seen 100 years of cultural events. Around the main arena are exhibition halls, meeting rooms, and a restaurant. The inside has some decoration. Geometric patterns are on the walls and ceilings. They didn't use much color, making it look elegant. Max Verge was a master of light, and you can see it in Centennial Hall. The ring of windows lets natural light flood the inside. This light makes the space feel alive. At the top of the dome, the oculus shines a beam of sunlight down. This creates a sense of awe and wonder. The oculus is a symbolic connection to the sky. Verge's use of light and shadow shapes how you experience the building. Narrow windows let slivers of light into the interior. The change between light and shadow adds depth. The mix of light and shadow is a key part of the design. The careful use of light creates a sense of drama and peace. Centennial Hall is a symbol of innovation in architecture. Its use of reinforced concrete and the massive dome challenged old ideas. The building inspires people. You can see its influence in the work of many other architects. Its legacy shows a cultural shift towards using new technologies. Even though it's big, Centennial Hall feels light. The mix of light and shadow makes it feel airy. It's a building that makes you think and wonder. Centennial Hall's story is connected to the city of Wrocław. Built as a symbol of Wrocław's ambition, it has survived many changes. Centennial Hall has endured, a testament to human creativity. From the beginning, Centennial Hall was meant to be more than just a monument. It was designed as a lively center for culture, showcasing Wrocław's artistic spirit. The large light-filled interior hosted exhibitions, fairs, plays, concerts, and sports. It attracted artists, performers, and thinkers from all over Europe. The 1913 Centennial exhibition showcased art, industry, and culture. It highlighted progress and innovation in engineering, manufacturing, art, and design. The hall's acoustics were perfect for music, attracting famous orchestras and conductors. The dome enhanced the music, creating an amazing experience. Centennial Hall also became a popular place for sports. Its large arena hosted boxing, wrestling, indoor cycling, and gymnastics. The big events of the 1900s affected Centennial Hall. The building saw the changes of history, just like Wrocław itself. The building's story shows the city's strength during war, political changes, and social change. During World War II, Wrocław, then part of Germany, was bombed a lot. Centennial Hall wasn't hit directly, but it was still affected. Bombs made craters in the park around the building, and explosions blew out its windows, but the strong concrete structure survived, showing how good Max Verge's design was. After the war, Wrocław became part of Poland, and Polish people moved there. Centennial Hall, once a symbol of German pride, became a reminder of the city's difficult past. But instead of forgetting this past, the city embraced the building, making it part of its new Polish identity. After the war, Wrocław and Centennial Hall were rebuilt. The building's broken windows were replaced, the inside was fixed up, and the park was restored. But the building's purpose had changed. It wasn't a symbol of national identity anymore. It became a center for the city's cultural and social life, a place where people could celebrate their shared history and build a new future. The building hosted many different events. Trade fairs and exhibitions showed Poland's growing industries, and concerts and plays gave people a sense of normal life. Sporting events, especially boxing and volleyball, brought people together. The big events of the 1900s affected Centennial Hall. The building saw the changes of history, just like Wrocław itself. The building's story shows the city's strength during war, political changes, and social change. During World War II, Wrocław, then part of Germany, was bombed a lot. Centennial Hall wasn't hit directly, but it was still affected. Bombs made craters in the park around the building and explosions blew out its windows. But the strong concrete structure survived, showing how good Max Berg's design was. After the war, Wrocław became part of Poland and Polish people moved there. Centennial Hall, once a symbol of German pride, became a reminder of the city's difficult past. But instead of forgetting this past, the city embraced the building, making it part of its new Polish identity. After the war, Wrocław and Centennial Hall were rebuilt. The building's broken windows were replaced, the inside was fixed up, and the park was restored. But the building's purpose had changed. It wasn't a symbol of national identity anymore. It became a center for the city's cultural and social life, a place where people could celebrate their shared history and build a new future. Centennial Hall became famous around the world. In 1978, it became a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for its amazing architecture and its innovative use of reinforced concrete. This made people appreciate Centennial Hall even more. Architects and engineers from everywhere came to Wrocław to study Berg's masterpiece. They were amazed by its design. Becoming a UNESCO site also brought more tourists, as people from all over came to see Centennial Hall. The building became a popular place for school trips and architectural tours. Centennial Hall became even more famous in 2016 when Wrocław was named the European Capital of Culture. This important title is given to cities that have done a lot for European culture. It gave Wrocław a chance to show its history and art to the world. Centennial Hall was a big part of this, hosting many events that celebrated the city's culture. From art exhibitions and plays to concerts with famous musicians and outdoor building was at the center of the city's year-long celebration. As Centennial Hall begins its second century, it has a new purpose. It's not just a monument to the past anymore. It has become a dynamic center for culture, a place where the past and present meet. The building's large spaces now hold symphony orchestras, children laughing at plays, and cheering crowds at sporting events. The park around it is now a peaceful place in the city. Centennial Hall's legacy is more than just the building itself. It's about the many people it has touched. For over 100 years, it has been a gathering place for the community, a stage for culture, and something the city of Wrocław is proud of. Its story shows the power of human creativity, the strength of the human spirit, and how architecture can inspire and bring people together. In the future, Centennial Hall will face new challenges and opportunities, but one thing is sure, the building will keep changing and adapting to the city's needs. As Wrocław looks to the future, Centennial Hall represents its past, its present, and its hopes for the future. Centennial Hall is more than just a building. It shows the lasting legacy of human ambition and clever architecture. It's more than just bricks, mortar, and concrete. It represents progress, innovation, and the desire to create things that last. Its story, part of Wrocław's identity, reminds us that great architecture becomes part of a place's history and culture. From its beginning as a symbol of national pride, through difficult times, Centennial Hall has been an important part of Wrocław. Its huge dome, an amazing piece of engineering, is now a symbol of the city's strength. Its use of reinforced concrete, once a new idea, changed architecture. But Centennial Hall is more than just its size and technology. It's also about the memories made inside its walls, the sounds of laughter and applause that have filled its halls for over a century. It's a place where people have come together to celebrate, to grieve, to learn, and to be inspired. Centennial Hall's success isn't just about awards or being a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its true value is its ability to inspire wonder in everyone who visits. Centennial Hall shows us that innovation is still important. Its story encourages us to try new ideas, to challenge old ways of thinking, and to push the limits of what's possible, not just in architecture, but in everything we do. The challenges faced by Max Berg and his team are like the challenges we face today as we try to build a better future. We need creative solutions and new ways of doing things. Centennial Hall's legacy is not just the building itself, but also the spirit of innovation it represents. It reminds us that progress isn't always easy, that there will be problems, and that true innovation often comes from overcoming doubt. The building's story shows the power of human ingenuity, teamwork, and the belief that architecture can make a better future. Just like Centennial Hall challenged old ideas and used new technologies in the early 1900s, we must approach the challenges of the 2000s with the same spirit. The building shows us the way to a future where architecture is not just about buildings, but about creating spaces that inspire and connect us. Centennial Hall is part of Wrocław and Poland's history, but it's also known around the world. Its famous shape is recognized by people everywhere, a symbol of architectural innovation. Becoming a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1978 made it a global treasure. This recognizes the genius of Max Berg and the workers who built it, and it shows how important it is to protect cultural heritage. Centennial Hall connects the past, present, and future. Its walls hold a century of human experiences, stories of success and hardship, innovation and adaptation. It's a place where visitors can connect with the past, experience the present, and think about the future. In a world where cultural understanding is so important, Centennial Hall is a powerful symbol of what we all share. It reminds us that even though we have different languages and cultures, we are united by our creativity and our appreciation for beauty. Centennial Hall is more than just an old building. It's a living example of how architecture can inspire and connect us. It invites you to explore history, culture, and innovation, to be amazed by human ingenuity, and to think about your own place in history. Whether you love architecture, history, or are just a curious traveler, Centennial Hall has something for you. Step inside and let the light and shadow amaze you. Walk through its exhibition spaces and learn their stories. Go to a concert and enjoy the building's amazing acoustics. Or just find a quiet spot in the park and think about this amazing building. Centennial Hall is more than just a building. It's a journey of discovery. It shows the power of human creativity and reminds us that some things are built to last. It invites you to explore, to discover, and to be inspired.